If your life feels stuck, if your dreams seem distant, and you keep wondering why you're not growing, chances are it's not bad luck. It's these silent killers. They're not in your face, but they're in your mind, slowly draining your potential. Today, we're pulling them into the light, and once you see them, you can never unsee them. Stay with me because the final one, it's the quietest and the deadliest. The 10 silent killers of your growth mindset and how you can defeat them. These are not loud enemies. They're quiet, subtle, sometimes invisible. But they're killing your confidence, blocking your purpose, and keeping you stuck. Let's expose them and then crush them with wisdom. Stick with me till the end because the last point might be the one that's holding you back the most. The first silent killer of your growth mindset, comfort zone. Addiction. Comfort feels good. It's warm. It's easy. You wake up, follow your routine, avoid risks, and stay in your lane. But here's the hard truth. Growth and comfort cannot live in the same room. Comfort whispers lies. Stay here, it's safe. Don't speak up. Don't try that. You might fail. And without even realizing it, days become weeks. Weeks become years. And nothing changes. You stay stuck. Your dreams stay dreams. Your potential stays buried, untouched. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You must build your life action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as it can." But comfort doesn't want action. It wants stillness. And stillness without purpose leads to stagnation. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly did something that scared you? When was the last time you felt uncomfortable for a good reason? Here's the truth most people avoid. Comfort is a slow death. It doesn't hurt like failure. It doesn't sting like rejection. But it silently kills your progress, your drive, your ambition, your courage. So how do you defeat it? Step 1. Start small. Every single day, do one thing that makes you uncomfortable. It could be speaking in a meeting, starting that YouTube channel, going to the gym after months of inactivity, asking for help, saying no when you usually say yes. Whatever it is, lean into it. Step 2. Rewire your mind to see discomfort as a signal of growth, not danger. If it scares you a little, chances are it's exactly what you need. Comfort says stay here, but your future self is screaming, move forward. Step 3. Visualize the cost. What will your life look like if nothing changes? What opportunities will you miss? What kind of person will you become if you let fear lead? Growth demands pain. It demands challenge. Just like a seed breaks before it becomes a tree, you must stretch, bend, fall, and rise again. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Your fear, your discomfort, that is the way. So let this be your daily challenge. Choose courage over comfort. One small act, every day. Let your comfort zone shrink while your courage expands. Because at the edge of discomfort, that's where your new life begins. Silent killer number 2. Fear of failure. Failure is not your enemy. Fear of failure is. You hold back. You hesitate. Not because you can't, but because you might fall. You're afraid of what people will say. Afraid of the shame, the judgment, the sting of getting it wrong. But here's what no one told you. Falling is part of rising. There is no success story without a trail of failure behind it. Every author has a rejected manuscript. Every entrepreneur has a failed business. Every legend has a beginning they don't often talk about because it was ugly, uncertain, full of doubt. And yet they kept going. Why? Because they saw failure not as a wall, but as a door. The great Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Fear distorts reality. It makes challenges look like threats. It makes risk feel like danger. And it convinces you to stay small, quiet, hidden. But failure? Failure is a teacher. It gives feedback. It shows you what didn't work so you can adjust, learn, and do better next time. Let me say it clearly, failure is not a dead end. It's tuition. It's the cost of success. Just like you pay to go to school, you pay to grow with mistakes, setbacks, and lessons. So how do you defeat the fear of failure? Step 1. Redefine it. Failure isn't falling, it's staying down. Each time something doesn't work, ask yourself, what did I learn? How did I grow? What can I do differently now? Write this down. Failure equals feedback. It's not personal, it's preparation. Step 2. Celebrate effort over outcome. Start to admire yourself not just when you win, but when you try, when you show up, when you risk, when you give your best, even if the result isn't perfect. As the philosopher Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. A failure doesn't define you, your response does. Step 3. Desensitize yourself to failure. Do things you might not succeed at, on purpose. Apply for that big job. Try the new skill. Post that video. Put your ideas out there. Fail fast. Fail smart. Learn faster. Remember this. Behind every success you admire is a pile of things that didn't work. They just didn't stop. And neither should you. Because once you stop fearing failure, you start unlocking your full potential. The pain of failure lasts a moment. The regret of never trying? That lasts a lifetime. Silent killer number 3, negative self-talk. This one is deadly, and the worst part? It often goes unnoticed, because it hides in your own voice. That inner critic that says, I'm not good enough. I'll never get it right. I always mess things up. I'm just not smart, not talented, not worthy. Here's a question. If someone else spoke to you the way you speak to yourself, would you even be friends with them? Negative self-talk is like poison. It seeps into your thoughts, your actions, and eventually, your identity. It doesn't just reflect how you feel, it creates what you believe. And beliefs shape your future. The philosopher René Descartes once said, I think, therefore I am. Yes, but if your thoughts are destructive, where does that leave you? You become a prisoner of your own mind. Here's the truth. Your inner voice is either your greatest coach or your cruelest enemy. And most people are losing the battle silently every single day. So how do you defeat this killer? Step 1. Catch the lie. Pay attention to the words you speak to yourself, especially when you fail, when you're stressed, or when you feel behind. Would you say those same words to a child you love? If not, why say them to yourself? Self-awareness is the first weapon. The moment you hear that voice say, you're a failure, stop, breathe, and say, that's not true. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm not finished yet. Step 2. Replace it with truth. This is where the work begins. Your mind is a garden. If you let weeds grow, negative thoughts, they'll take over. But if you plant the right seeds, positive affirmations, they'll bloom. Start with daily declarations. I am capable. I am improving. I make mistakes, but I'm not my mistakes. I have value. I have purpose. I am enough. Say them every day, out loud if you can. Because affirmations aren't just motivational, they rewire your brain. Science calls it neuroplasticity. Your brain adapts to what you repeat. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius said it beautifully. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. So what color are your thoughts? If your mind was a friend, would you trust it to build you up or tear you down? Step 3. Talk to yourself like someone you love, not like a bully, not like a stranger, but like a friend, a parent, a mentor. Would you tell your best friend they're worthless? No. You'd say, you've got this. You're trying. You'll get through it. Now give yourself that same compassion, that same strength, because what you say to yourself when no one else is listening, that shapes everything. Start today. Speak life, not limits. Speak hope, not harm. Your mind is listening, and your future is forming, one thought at a time. Silent killer number 4. Comparing yourself to others. Comparison is a thief. It doesn't just steal your joy, it robs you of gratitude, peace, and purpose. You look at someone else's life, their success, their beauty, their progress, and suddenly, everything you have feels small. But here's what no one tells you. You're comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20. You see the results, not the road. You see the highlight reel, not the behind the scenes. And in this age of social media, the comparison trap is everywhere. You scroll through Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and it seems like everyone is doing better than you, smiling more, earning more, living more. But what you're seeing isn't the full truth. It's a filtered illusion. The ancient philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everyone will respect you." Let that sink in. Comparison is not just unfair, it's inaccurate. Because nobody has your story, nobody walks your path, and nobody starts from the exact same place you did. So how do you defeat this silent killer? Step 1. Unfollow your triggers. You know who they are. The accounts that make you feel less than. The posts that make you question your worth. Unfollow. Mute. Take control of your mental space. Your peace is more important than staying updated on someone else's life. Step 2. Limit your scrolling. Every moment spent watching others is a moment stolen from building your own life. Set time limits. Create boundaries. Don't let the virtual world distort your real one. Step 3. Focus on your own race. Progress is personal. Track your growth. Not theirs. Look at how far you've come. Who were you last year, last month, last week? Say this to yourself every day. My only competition is who I was yesterday. That's where the real game is. Not in beating others, but in becoming better than the person you used to be. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke. You have the power to stop comparing, to stop shrinking your worth, to stop letting someone else's journey define your own. Your path is unique, your timing is divine, and your story is still unfolding. Don't waste it chasing someone else's, because when you stay in your own lane, focused, grateful, and growing, that's when your true power is unlocked." Silent killer number 5. Procrastination. Procrastination isn't laziness. It's not about being unmotivated or careless. It's fear, in disguise. The fear of doing it wrong. The fear of starting. The fear of it not being perfect. So we say things like, "I'll do it later. I'll start tomorrow. I'll wait until I'm ready." But here's the truth no one wants to hear. Later is a lie. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And before you know it, dreams die quietly in the shadows of delay. Marcus Aurelius, one of the wisest Stoic philosophers, said, "You could be good today. Instead, you choose tomorrow." That quote hits hard, because it's true. You could be making progress today. You could be building, learning, changing today. But procrastination robs you. It doesn't scream. It whispers. And that whisper becomes a habit. So how do you break it? Step 1. Break tasks into micro steps. Don't look at the mountain. Look at the next step. Big tasks are overwhelming, but small steps feel doable. Instead of write a book, just open the laptop and write one paragraph. Instead of get in shape, just put on workout clothes and stretch. Step 2. Use the 5-minute rule. Tell yourself, "I'll just do it for 5 minutes." No pressure, no perfection, just a beginning. Why? Because once you start, something magical happens. Momentum. The hardest part is not finishing. It's starting. And the moment you take that first action, your brain shifts from resistance to engagement. Fear gets quieter. Energy picks up. Clarity starts to form. Action kills fear. Not thinking, not planning, action. Remember this. Discipline doesn't come from motivation. It comes from movement. And movement starts with that very first step. Here's a truth you need to hear. The life you want is hiding behind the task you're avoiding. That call, that email, that workout, that project, they all matter. You won't always feel ready. You won't always feel confident. But if you can just start, you'll find your rhythm, and everything changes from there. Seneca, another Stoic, once wrote, "While we waste our time hesitating and postponing, life is slipping away." You don't need more time. You need to start using the time you already have, intentionally. So the next time you feel the pull of procrastination, don't wait. Take the first tiny step. 5 minutes. One task. One win. Because consistency, not intensity, is what transforms your life. Start now, because later is where dreams go to die. And now is where success begins. Silent killer number 6. Toxic environments. You can't grow in poisoned soil. Even the strongest seed can't bloom in the wrong environment. If you're surrounded by constant negativity, if every room is filled with gossip, drama, jealousy, or people who laugh at your dreams, you won't thrive. You'll shrink. Not because you're weak, but because you're human. Energy is contagious, and when you're around people who constantly doubt, criticize, or discourage you, it becomes harder to stay inspired, focused, and consistent. Consistency is the heartbeat of growth. But how do you stay consistent when you're constantly drained? The philosopher Epictetus once said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." Read that again. Your environment either pulls you forward or pulls you under. So how do you defeat a toxic environment? Step 1. Protect your peace like a lion protects its territory. Not everyone deserves access to you. If someone mocks your ambition, drains your energy, or belittles your ideas, they don't belong in your inner circle. Create distance. You don't have to explain, you don't have to argue, just protect your space. Step 2. Distance yourself from dream killers. Sometimes it's friends, sometimes family. You don't have to hate them. Just don't let them shape your mindset. Your dream is fragile in its early stages. Guard it. Step 3. Build your environment intentionally. Surround yourself with mentors, builders, and visionaries. Even if you can't meet them in person, find them in books, podcasts, YouTube videos, online communities. Let their energy become your atmosphere. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." That includes the voices you listen to daily, so choose wisely. And remember, a toxic environment doesn't just slow your growth, it can erase it. But a healthy environment? It fuels consistency. It reminds you of your worth. It feeds your focus. And it makes the hard days easier. So ask yourself, is your environment helping you bloom or causing you to wilt? You deserve to grow. You deserve to be surrounded by energy that matches your vision. Don't wait for the world to give it to you. Build it. Silent killer number 7. Perfectionism. Perfectionism wears a mask of nobility. It looks like a commitment to excellence, but in reality, it's a trap. Perfectionism tells you, wait until it's perfect. Wait until it's flawless. Wait until you're fully ready. But guess what? Perfect is the enemy of done. It keeps you stuck in the endless cycle of preparation. You plan, you tweak, you rehearse, but you never actually move forward. You don't launch because it's not ready. You don't share because it's not perfect. And here's the danger. The more you wait, the more you delay your potential. Because nothing is ever perfect. And if you're waiting for perfection before you act, you'll be waiting forever. Leonardo da Vinci once said, "Art is never finished, only abandoned." Even the greatest creators never felt their work was flawless. They just knew when to stop and share it with the world. The great philosopher Aristotle put it this way, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Perfectionism doesn't create excellence. It paralyzes progress. So how do you defeat this silent killer? Step 1. Aim for progress, not perfection. Focus on getting better, not on being perfect. Small steps forward are better than standing still. Instead of waiting for that perfect moment, make progress your goal. Just keep moving. Step 2. Done is better than perfect. You'll never get everything right the first time. But you can always improve, learn, and adjust as you go. Success doesn't come from waiting. It comes from doing. Take action and let your mistakes teach you. Learn as you go. Grow as you move. That's how progress is made. Step 3. Give yourself permission to fail. Perfectionism is rooted in fear. Fear of being judged. Fear of making mistakes. But the truth is, failure is part of the process. Let's see. Maxwell, a leadership expert, said, "Fail early, fail often, but always fail forward." Yes, you learn more from trying and failing than from endlessly planning. Here's the secret. Perfect is a myth. Done is where the magic happens. You can't finish what you never start. You can't grow if you don't step into the discomfort of progress. So take that first imperfect step and trust that you'll improve as you go. Remember this. Your dreams are too important to wait for perfection. The world needs what you have to offer now. And as Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. Don't let perfectionism prevent you from living the life you were meant to create. Silent killer number 8. Lack of purpose. Without a clear purpose, you drift. You wake up without energy. You go through the motions, but nothing feels meaningful. You live on autopilot, wondering why everything seems empty. Purpose is your fuel. Without it, even the simplest tasks feel like mountains to climb. You can have all the potential in the world, but without purpose, it's like trying to run a car with no gas. You'll never get anywhere. Think about this. When you don't know your why, the days blend together. You don't feel excited to get out of bed. You put things off. You feel unfulfilled, like there's something more you're supposed to be doing, but you don't know what that is. But here's the truth. Purpose is the compass that guides your life. It gives you direction, focus, and passion. Without it, you're like a ship lost at sea, aimlessly floating with the waves. Viktor Frankl, a philosopher and psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust, once said, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow." When you have a deep sense of purpose, you can withstand hardship. You can push through obstacles because you know why you're doing it. So how do you defeat the lack of purpose? Step 1. Ask yourself the big questions. What do I love? What am I passionate about? What problems do I care about solving? What do I want to be remembered for? These questions can unlock your purpose. Sometimes it's about listening to your heart. Other times it's about looking back at what excited you when you were a child, before the world told you what you should do. Step 2. Start small. Purpose doesn't always come in a grand epiphany. Sometimes it comes in small acts of service. Start by helping someone in need. Solve a problem in your community. It's amazing how serving others brings meaning to your life. Meaning is like momentum. The more you create, the more it fuels you. Step 3. Let your purpose guide your actions. Purpose isn't just a feeling, it's a call to action. When you find your why, it shapes what you do, how you do it, and who you become. Every day becomes a step closer to the person you're meant to be. Remember what Aristotle said, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. Finding your purpose is a journey of discovery, and as you explore, you'll start to find the threads that connect your life to something greater than yourself. Here's the beautiful truth. Purpose doesn't have to be some grand global mission. It can be as simple as making a difference in someone's life today. One small act of kindness, one decision to help, one choice to solve a problem. When you make purpose the center of your life, everything shifts. You'll wake up with energy, ready to face the day. You'll have a reason to keep going, even when the going gets tough. Your purpose is already inside you. You just have to choose to find it. So ask yourself, what do I love? What matters most to me? And what will I do today to live with purpose? Silent killer number 9, dwelling on the past. You can't drive forward if you keep staring in the rearview mirror. The past is behind you. And no matter how many times you look back, you can't change it. Yet so many of us get stuck in regret, shame, or guilt. We replay our mistakes over and over, wishing we could go back and do things differently. But here's the truth. The past is a place of reference, not residence. You can learn from the past, but you can't live there. If you do, it traps your mind in what can't be changed and keeps you from moving forward. How to defeat it? Step 1. Forgive yourself. You're not perfect. You've made mistakes, but you are not your mistakes. You are what you choose to become today. Step 2. Use your past as a teacher, not a prison. Every mistake is a lesson. Every failure holds a key to growth. But you have to release the grip the past has on you. When you do, you free yourself to move forward. Say this to yourself, I am not my past, I am what I choose to become today. Let that statement remind you, you have the power to decide who you become. Silent killer number 10, waiting for motivation. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for the rain before you plant. You know what I'm talking about. You think, I'll do it once I feel motivated, once the mood is right, once everything aligns. But motivation isn't the starting point. Action is. You don't wait for motivation to take the first step. You take the step, and motivation follows. Winners don't wait to feel like it. They show up anyway. Think about it. How many days have you waited for motivation to strike? How many days have you put off what you know you should do, just because you didn't feel like it? How to defeat it. Step 1. Build discipline. Discipline doesn't need a mood. Discipline is a decision. Create routines that keep you moving forward, even on the days when motivation feels distant. Step 2. Let action lead emotion. Do it tired. Do it unmotivated. Just start. The feeling will follow. The more action you take, the more motivated you'll feel. And the more motivated you feel, the more action you'll take. Remember, motivation doesn't come first. Action does. Conclusion. 2 minutes. Let's quickly recap the 10 silent killers of your growth mindset. Comfort zone, addiction, fear of failure, negative self-talk, comparison, procrastination, toxic environments, perfectionism, lack of purpose, dwelling on the past, waiting for motivation. If any of these sound familiar, it's okay. Awareness is power. Recognizing these killers means you are already on the path to defeating them. You are not stuck. You're not broken. You just have to kill the killer before it kills your potential. You were born to grow, born to evolve, born to rise. If this message helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's spread the wisdom. And always remember this: your mind is your most powerful tool. Guard it, train it, empower it. Thank you for watching Wisdom and Love Corner. Until next time, keep growing and stay wise.